Gravy, baby.
What's up, my little gravy babies, my little gravy boats, my little gravy biscuits? I am here joined by the illustrious Daniel Justin Lewis. Carmen Morales is on the road. You can catch me this weekend. I want to say in Sacramento. Go to CarmenMorales.com for all your Carmen Morales needs. I will be in New Orleans, Louisiana, Saturday. Guys, if you're within an hour, come and I'll comp your ticket and buy you a drink. Because I know it's last minute. I just added the show like a week ago, but I want them to have me back for a full weekend. So let's show out, show up, and show our butts. DJ.
Yeah.
What's gravy, baby?
Well, it's 9/11, and we've been blessed with more conspiracies than we could really enough to shake a stick at. Really?
Yeah, dude. The ghost of Osama bin Laden has truly blessed my full heads, my noidoids.
Yes. Patron saint.
I can't stomach Alex Jones, but I'm so glad I have friends who send me snippets of what he's got going on. Because if you're an Alex Joneser, I mean, what is this? Is this the Super Bowl meets?
No, he's dropping a ball. He's a dude. Dude, so Dre has been out of town. So it has been nonstop missile Garys and I've listened to a solid backlog of Alex Jones stuff. Like I know 6-8 hours worth. I know for a fact I have.
That seems as bad for you. I won't say as meth or heroin, but as coke. That seems pretty bad for you.
Dude, it's hilarious. Dude,
I didn't say it wasn't fun.
Funny. It's not like, see, man, I listen to it because it's hilarious. Listen, we all know that Netanyahu is Hamas. He funded Hamas. So listen here, Netanyahu, we can't bomb Greta Thunberg. We know she's a Soros evil bitch. You know what I'm saying? But we can't make a martyr out of it. It's just, dude, it's him praying for Greta Thunberg, which brings us back to this whole Charlie Kirk. R.I.P. We're gonna miss. As much of I am a lover of right-wing media. I am a connoisseur. You know what I mean? Of right-wing.
Connoisseur, I understand and agree with. Lover, not sure what to do with that.
Once again, it's great. You're not ever gonna get this kind of drama. You're not gonna get this kind of over the top emotional
on CNN. You mean
on anything? I mean, maybe with comedy podcasts, they're real catty and bitchy, so it's not really the same thing. The high drama of right wing media. There's always a dragon to slay. There's always, we got to get America down here.
Myth and story. They love a story and a myth.
Yes, the political mythos.
Yes, the theater of politics, which is so great. And we've said this before because they hate gay people.
Right, but they're all gay. They're really the gays.
I mean, Lindsey Graham, we mean it in a literal sense. I'm not even trying to be 90s.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, 100%.
Gay man.
100%.
Entertaining closeted gay men.
Yeah.
Being voted for by men who are afraid of gay men because they're afraid they may be gay men.
Well, the whole thing is just so homoerotic and just over the top. It's so dramatic. It's hilarious enough.
Great trigger warning, but the way he died was so over the top and dramatic. It's like, dude, just fucking fall on the floor like a man.
Who was there?
Charlie Kirk. I'm being an asshole.
Dude, that's fucked up, dude.
Yeah, that was rough. If you haven't seen the video, if you're squeamish, don't.
I got to be honest with you. After seeing the last few years of children just ripped apart and kids picking up body parts, you think that you're immune to something, but the close up of that was real visceral. It was real.
It was death.
It was death. Which brings us to this. I'm just gonna say three things. I'm gonna make 3 points and then you can unpack.
All right, I'm gonna hold you to that. Later we can let you make more, but right now you're only getting 3 for right now.
I think there's only 3 that you need to make.
Okay.
Number 1, 100% a professional operation. And it's not so much the shot that does it for me, it's the escape. But I think regardless of whether who it was or what the motive is, there's a lot of conspiracy out there. It doesn't matter. I think the end game is the same. It's going to be motivated because we're post-truth and everything. So the reality of who did it, why, and all this things doesn't matter. The reality is, as the mechanisms of power, we use the story, the mythos, to pull the levers of power. There's that. Okay.
I don't know if I've ever heard anyone say that, but that's true. We use the mythos to pull the levers of power. That is the most American, the most apt description of America. Let's break that down real quick. I don't want anyone to miss that. We use the mythos to pull the levers of power. That is so true. That is also the only thing that some of these people are beholden to is the mythos of power. Yeah. It is like in some ways the only way to fight back, but that's harrowing because the mythos of power belongs to those in power. What you're saying is the story will not decide the future, but guide those who decide the future. And so yeah. Okay.
Well, the whole Karl Rove thing about like the empire writes the story. So the empire will write the truth of whatever it is. Like it's going to be used, that the whole thing is already being used for like a political right-wing attack on political opponents and dissidents or whatever. You know what I'm saying?
Which, and we're going to get into how they're failing on that because it's so funny to me. It's so funny to me, but go ahead.
But yeah, okay, so that's point one. It was definitely an op. There's definitely a sign.
Am I waiting till you get done to respond, or are we unpacking them one at a time?
It's however you want to do it.
No, you're guiding. I'm in the back seat.
Okay, well let's go second point. Okay. Right. And this is as a lover, I was saying, a watcher of many. I like right wing. Charlie Kirk was not anything. He had set this up, with the Heritage Foundation and PragerU and all of this, but there was nothing. They're whitewashing his image and everything. It was very much toe the line guy, read the script guy. Until here recently, and then he's been going off. But he's like a lot of the things that he has centered himself around isn't really anything interesting. Like the whole debate bro thing is very tedious and boring. Like, and to me, it's as weird to me that people are into this, that any kind of liberal or leftist would go participate in this. And I guess
it's only kids.
Right.
I get why they do it. I also believe that the marketplace of ideas was an actual thing I should be concerned with when I was 18.
Sure. But at the same time, I think at some time at this, and in the year of our Lord 2025, it's like, what are you doing?
You could argue.
Yeah, what are you doing?
Well, you could argue, perhaps. I mean, this goes against your point one, so I'll couch it. But you could argue, perhaps, one of them realized that. Said, to quote our buddy Slob, to get murdered in your own circus tent under a sign that says "Prove me wrong" is so. Yeah. I'm sorry, that is so darkly funny. If you are listening and you have a hard time with the reality of taking human life, I get that. Probably turn this episode off because it's going to get worse. But it reminded me of that Cat Williams bit about being mauled by a tiger. If you get mauled by a tiger, if you get mauled by a tiger and you gay, if you get mauled by a tiger and you gay, and it happened in San Francisco, God's will has been done for your life. I am laughing at your misfortune.
Yeah.
Well, if you are a white supremacist who promotes hate, and you do speeches under a circus tent, and you're a white supremacist who does speeches under a circus tent, and you're doing one in Utah. And when you're doing a white supremacist speech under a circus tent in Utah under a sign that says "Prove me wrong," and you get shot in the neck, God's will has been done for your life, and I will laugh at your misfortune.
Okay. I mean, that's fair. That's fair. I'm not saying anything about that. My point is,
I tangented. That had nothing to do with your 2 points.
Yeah, that had nothing to do with my point. My point is that she is expendable, extremely expendable.
Mm.
Like he's a part of this business as a figurehead, but he himself, there's nothing really anything anybody else can't do. There's a 1,000 people who can take his place. He wasn't that to me, and they're calling him like charismatic and all this other thing, but
That one blew.
there was none of, I found none of that. I'll tell you, whether you like it or not, fucking Nick Fuentes is a skilled orator. Like the guy is good.
Yeah, I've never seen Charlie Kirk talk about anything and been like, huh.
Yeah.
And if someone pulls up me saying that and then pulls up a Fuentes clip of him talking about like Jews having small skulls or some shit, like, yeah, no, I get that. I get that 90% of the time he's insane, but he's a skilled orator is all we're saying.
Right, exactly. I mean, he's hot, dude. He's 27. He's very naive. He's just it's what that whole thing of being a person who talks on, who does this thing, whatever this is, this you know, whatever
Debate
that
bro.
thing. Yeah, a debate bro, a content creator for left or right. Listen, man, like it's the same thing. Like with the Charlie Kirks and all these people. And this isn't me. This isn't. I have weird sense of. I like Tucker Carlson. He talks about demonic aliens and shit like that, dude. Okay, it's not that I believe it. The different things get our blood flowing. You know what I mean?
Okay. Yeah,
So
sure.
so
This is your Monday Night Football.
hey, there you go. So
Like if you say I like Monday Night Football, no one goes, the Patriots and the Chiefs are evil institutions who have cheated their way to the top. You go, well, I love hating them. Love hating on those two dynasties. You know what I mean?
yeah. And every once in a while, seeing something that's like, whoa, shit. You know what I'm saying? But I think it's just in this content bubble, whether you're left or right. Like I find people like Midas Touch, David Pakman, these people to be like extremely hyperbolic and sensationalist. You know what I'm saying? Like they kind of have the same mechanisms. Like when you're like, Democrat owns Republican and Senate, House, where you know what I'm saying? It's like, dude,
Like
what the fuck?
the Jubilee sphere.
Yeah, all that shit. Just I find it to be like I don't. It's a weird way to do politics for me. You're
The
gonna have
worst
to
way to
go-
do politics. Jon Stewart tried to ruin it years ago when he got Crossfire ended, and it's a beautiful clip, but it didn't matter. I mean, that's like the perfect example of comedy just being, toothless. Anyway, go ahead.
Yeah. So my point is, so it's expendable. He's expendable. You know what I'm saying? So, third point.
So your second point was he's a total fall in line guy, therefore he's expendable.
Yeah. Well, until the end, and then he started getting into some shady territory.
Yeah, we'll talk about that.
Yeah. So then, my last point is like third point. Whenever someone of like whether there's like what was it, the Blackstone shooting or the Luigi shooting or any kind of high profile people, the Trump attempt or like whatever,
The Minnesota politicians who are dead.
the politicians, right? I had this feeling inside of me that's like, thank God it wasn't a school. Like, you know, if you got to take it out on a person who has some sort of proximity to power, or is a person who is, and then immediately after you sent me the Colorado Springs at the same time.
Yeah.
And then
So I said, God damn, we can't have one good day.
Right. And then so this is America. This is the truth about America is that we are in full societal collapse. We are everything is parody, culture is parody, society is parody, government is parody. Everything's on this level of just being just a violent, psychopathic, reactionary, just crumbling apart. And there's people, and that's it.
That's your third point?
Yeah.
What a great one.
Yeah.
Let me just say before we go back and we respond to all of them, just on that note, as I was walking to the computer today, I was thinking again about hypernormalization. There's a documentary called that by Curtis. What's his name? The British dude,
Adam Curtis.
Adam Curtis. But it is a sociological phenomenon coined by a Russian political scientist who was talking about towards the end of the USSR when one day people were like living their lives, and then 2 months later there were bread lines, secret police, people being kidnapped, and it was like how, and people were just like, that's life. And it was like, how did it happen in 2 months? And the idea was like, as things break down, there's a snowball. I was thinking about that with the shootings and like, how does that happen? How can we live in a world in which a political commentator was shot in broad daylight in front of us on our screens? Anyone who wants to see it can see it. And then the same day, there's 2 school shootings, by the way. There was another one later. I don't think anyone died now, and although I don't want to misspeak, we are so desensitized to that. How? Well, it's twofold. One, a lot of us went to work, and we came home, and if you didn't get on your phone, you probably didn't know Charlie Kirk had been died or that there was a shooting in Colorado. So that's one. It's not to the point where there's literal chaos in the street. It never will be. We're human beings. There's never going to be a time where every street in America all at the same time has someone throwing a Molotov cocktail or like, whatever. Number 2, though, is the desensitivity of like, dude, I couldn't think of the Minnesota senator who got like, I saw someone argue with somebody else on there and I was like, yeah, what a bunch of hypocrisy. I wasn't joining in. I've removed myself from that version of online discourse of trying to point out that everyone's a hypocrite, but I do read them and agree with some people. And I'm like, that person is a hypocrite because that lady died.
Yeah.
And I think Minnesota, and I'm not super sure, and literally no one gave a fuck. And now the governor of Pennsylvania is like, this dude's a hero. We should fly flags at half mast. And I'm like, well, buddy, the people you're fighting against don't care. They're still going to murder you eventually. But I feel crazy. I feel crazy talking to people. My niece saw a joke I posted, and she said, I hated Charlie Kirk, but I hate everyone celebrating his death. It makes me feel uneasy. This is the only joke I've laughed at. Thank you. So then we got into a whole conversation about it or whatever. And I was like kind of slow play. She was like, what do you think happened? I was like slow playing it. Come to find out, little doctor's wife, little cute niece who's super lefty, but like hates the idea of celebrating someone's death. Buddy, she's as noited out as me. She's like, well, it's got to be something. So anyway, I wanted to piggyback off point 3. Let me go back to the beginning. Professional job. That's where I'm at. Pushback I'll give you. Potentially, just someone who's professionally trained, got a little lucky in the escape. And then related to that, we're not talking about the Secret Service. We're talking about fat Utah Mormon cops. I mean, dude, good Mormons make it in the NFL. They don't end up being cops. We're talking about his hired security, who they may be legit. They may be some dudes who convinced Charlie Kirk, the culture warrior. They may have said the right things during their interview and on their Discord channel, and then he thought they were Green Berets, but actually it was just some dudes with abs in the military who lied their way to get into his security. You understand what I'm getting at? The escape might not be a product of professionalism as much as it is a lack of professionalism on the other side. The shot, I've heard 200 yards, then I heard closer. If it's 200, I'm completely with you. And by the way, I'm with you. I think this was a pro job. This is just me saying, here's the counter. It could just be someone trained professionally. I mean, there's a lot of veterans in this country who, have PTSD, have all this training, do not care for a lot of things that are going on in the world. He's a very hateful man. So I can be prepared to accept into my brain and heart that it was not professional in the sense that it was pulled off by a group. However, I mean, I'm with you. There was an organization to it. There
And
was
furthermore,
definitely more than one person involved.
there was planning involved. There had to have been an escape route plan. There's
But
no
don't you
video
think
in it.
sometimes that other than hitting the shot, you can do the rest of it? Sometimes I see this stuff, I'm like, I couldn't hit any of them, but dude, the rest of that, it just, you got to have a plan, you got to execute it, you got to be able to sprint. Like I can't outrun a cop, but I've done that so many times.
Yeah, I just don't know, man. College campus, you're on streets. They say that they got video surveillance, but like, I doubt it because if they're still looking for the dude, it's also very possible that they found the dude. It is also very possible that they found the dude and the guy didn't meet the narrative that they want to spin, which is more of my point in all this. Regardless if it's professional, regardless if it was a professional hit or whatever it was, again, they're going to create a story to pull, the levers of power to use as a mechanism to go against your political opponents.
Yeah.
So whatever it was.
Yeah, sure. And if you're hearing that right now, I want to say this. If you're hearing that right now and you're like, man, these boys really got the tinfoil hat on. Let me put that in a phrase, though, that you've heard before. They're going to make it political. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like every normie or whatever out there listening understands the concept of like, oh, they're going to make this political. They're going to make this death political. They're going to make this event political. When you say that, if you think they do that, then you are accepting, and what you're talking about is a plan. You're talking about someone sitting down and making something political. So that's really all we're saying, guys.
Right. Yeah. So it doesn't matter if it was a professional job, if it was some lunatic, if it was a anarcho-communist, blue-haired. It makes it doesn't make.
Don't give me a boner.
Yeah, I know it.
Don't you give me an erection now. I'm kidding. People who might be in the FBI listening.
Or a pop-ball. They got that pop-ball. The guy that looks like
that pop-ball.
And he was yelling, shoot me, shoot me, as they carried him away. And they were like,
almost like a distraction.
Almost like a distraction, huh?
And we texted about this. We've said on here before, me and you've gone back and forth about like the hippie movement. I understand it was co-opted and it was mostly just a bunch of rich kids doing drugs. There was a few of them who were about that life. And maybe they feel bad. Maybe they feel bad about how it went in the 60s. Maybe like, damn, we failed. We're not going to fail again. Maybe he stood up Sparrow style, Hunger Games, and said, take me as tribute at the anarchist meeting, Yeah. I'll be a distraction. What are they going to do? Kill me? I already have cancer. I'm an old papa. Right.
Yeah, dude, it could have been some radicalized like boomers. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, they're out there.
They're out there.
Some of them are listening right now, and right now they're going, finally, this motherfucker finally gave me some credit after shitting on everyone my age for years.
No, we love you. I love everybody.
All right, let's move into point 2.
All right.
He's a fall in line guy, therefore he is expendable. Feels like a 1A, 1B thing too, kind of, because really this is you backing up your belief that this is a pro job. This is you saying, well, this is part of why that's possible, right? Yeah, I think you're right. I'll give you some pushback. We're on a podcast. This could still back your theory of number one. I could argue that he was a threat.
Yeah.
But as a threat, that could still make it, a conspiracy situation. I know that Charlie Kirk is very popular among young conservatives.
Very much.
I know that Charlie Kirk does, in fact, have meetings with the Heritage Foundation, the Trump administration. I know that he tries to fall in line. I know that he had a meeting with Trump about the Epstein files, or his people, and was like, hey, y'all are fucking this up. And they were like, this is what we need you to say. And he said what he was supposed to say, which was kind of him like cutting down the middle because he'd been such an Epstein guy for so long. He kind of did the whole like, guys, we're going to roll this out slowly. It's not what we thought it was, blah, blah, blah. At the same time, and I know you touched on this, but this is where we get into it. I think like on October 8th, maybe October 10th, after the October 7th attack that launched the full-on current genocide we got going on in Israel and Palestine, Charlie Kirk was like, hey, I've been over there, and this is me paraphrasing him, you can't, every portion of that border has 15, 20-year-olds with automatic weapons. The helicopter flight from Jerusalem to that border where this music festival and attack happened is 45 minutes. So 3 days after it, he sounds like a leftist. He's going, it went on for 7 hours?
Yeah.
They killed 1,200 people?
Yeah.
Now, he wasn't saying Hamas didn't do this. He was saying, it seems like they let it happen. It seems like there was a stand-down order. He apologized on Twitter.
Right.
2 days later.
Right.
Some people around him say he was scared for his life. That he was a full-on Israel supporter. Hamas is evil. Hamas did this. It's Hamas's fault. Hamas has hostages. Now, I'm not going to say recently he changed his tone necessarily, but he did start allowing people to come to the Turning Point conferences and say their thing. It was almost, he was like, well, I'm too scared to talk, but I'll let Tucker come in here and talk shit.
Yep.
And he did. That doesn't mean anything. This gets to the part we were talking about maybe off mic before, maybe Mark got it, but this is something I do want to say. I think it's completely irresponsible to bring up Charlie Kirk's death and not talk about the context of what we're living in right now. In terms of Trump, in terms of surveillance state, which we haven't gotten to yet.
Yeah, right.
I think it's irresponsible to, if you have a podcast today, you should either make 3 jokes about it and move on to whatever it is you talk about. And I know some of you out there wish we'd do that. Or you need to contextualize this.
Yeah.
You need to contextualize this.
Right.
But I think it's equally irresponsible for me to just completely say it could be this, it could be that, because it's day 2. Was it yesterday? It feels like it's been a week.
Yeah, it was yesterday.
And also, I don't want this to be my job. I don't enjoy it as much as you do, DJ. And I don't want this to be my weekly thing. But now we can move into point 3. The house is on fire. And it feels weird to be like, man, the floors sure are shiny.
Mm-hmm.
And so I feel this, it's not like a responsibility. It's just like an internal thing of like, well, this is what's on my fucking mind. How could it not be? How could it not be on my mind that a lot of people on the right are starting to pull their support and they're losing their careers. They're losing their lives.
Yeah.
Finally, in terms of full-on societal collapse and the powers that be trying to pull them levers. A thing that generally keeps me up at night, and you, of all people, Noidhead himself, talked me off the edge about this constantly. Everyone has generational ego. The world's going to end because it's the worst it's ever been. Kids are lazier than they've ever been. Every generation thinks all this negative shit. And I am no different. I'm looking at this and I'm going, well, this is the end, if not of the world, of America. I am terrified, as I think I should be, blah, blah, blah. And then someone goes, yeah, but every generation thinks that. And I go, not every generation had this mix of Trump, this war/genocide of the Middle East, and the tech bros and big data being involved in any of it. Whatever you feel about what happened, for a fact, I'll fight anyone on this all day long. It will be used as a big pillar in the argument going forward. This will be the myth that's pulling the lever of why we need more surveillance. It's funny it happened on 9/10. This is the new 9/11 in a lot of ways, or it's going to be a piece of it. 9/11 ushered in an era of Big Brother surveillance that this country has never seen before, and we have not come back from it, and we never will if our government stays intact in the way that it is right now. That's a fact. That's not tinfoil shit. That's right and left agrees with that. 9/11 changed everything in terms of how they surveil us. Palantir wants to do that times infinity. This will be used, among other things, as a reason why we should let them. And it keeps me up at night and freaks me out because these fascist regimes always fall because people don't want fascism. Even people who think they do eventually are like, damn, I thought you were just going to deport the Mexicans. Not my wife. We're seeing it right now.
Right.
People who think they want fascism, then it happens to their neighbor or their girlfriend, and they're like, no, what I wanted. It turns out it's bad. And then eventually you topple that fascist regime because enough people realize this was a terrible fucking idea. Can we topple a like, do you know what I mean? Is planetary, like...
Oh, yeah, for sure. It has to have, there's going to be an energy crisis. And so, like, in order to keep that thing going, it's going to have a hub. So, like, dude, think about this. A couple of tractor trailers on the highway, you completely cut that off, right? You get about fucking 100 tires, set them shits on fire. Listen, I got a plan. You don't even worry about that. All right. Hell yeah.
Well, I do feel better. I'm just not a person in the past. High profile shooting, the next 24 hours, my brain's going all these places. And I talked with my niece, who's even less, you know what I mean? Plugged. And she was like, no, that's kind of, yeah, I'm wondering about all that too. And it's like, I hate to do the Joe Rogan thing. Joe Rogan has this thing where when he gets caught lying on usually Democrats, like recently he believed that a Tim Walz AI video was real.
Yep.
And then he has this thing where he goes, well, just think about how awful they are that I believed it was real. You think about how crazy they must be. If I see that, I think it's real.
Right.
So I hate to do that because I think it's so lame, but I'm about to do that. I'm not saying any of this is true, but I just think that it is indicative of how sick of a fucking society we are, that my little precious niece is like, between praying for our country and feeding her kid, is like messaging me like, yo, you think it was the CIA?
Yeah. Sure. Yeah, I did. Yeah, it won't be the first time. I mean, dude, it wouldn't be the first time.
No.
But
well, I got a few other things I do want to talk about. Let's wrap this up. Go ahead.
I just think you're gonna have a hard time putting that bull back in the barn. Like between the Epstein shit, the fucking and the AIPAC stuff and the Israel stuff and like all that. You got so many people out here, right and left, that's like, this is Mossad. You know what I'm saying? Like, this was definitely Mossad. Charlie Kirk.
That was the funny thing we wanted to get to.
Right.
The young right-wingers in this country aren't buying that it was a leftist because they think everyone on the left is too fucking pussy to pull this off.
Yeah.
They're literally online like, this had to be Israel. There's no way leftists could do this. They're all gay.
Yeah.
It's just darkly funny.
And there's a reason to, if Charlie Kirk was ever to go fully down the Tucker Carlson, fucking, not even Nick Fuentes, Thomas Massey, fucking Marjorie Tucker, if he was to go down this path, the path that it's leading, and he was to take all the TPUSA with him, right? If that happened, then that's the nail in the, like, this is their only lifeline left.
Yep.
So there is a case to make, but be like, make it that they would do it in order to stop that nail from going being replaced.
Being replaced.
Yeah, and then replace him, right? I'm talking about Israel, like the Mossad would have him knocked off because they feared that he would take his people.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying?
The right wing
perception of Israel or what have you.
Yeah.
That there is a case to make there. I'm not ready to make that case.
Well, I'll make this with you. Here's another. I'm not ready to either, really. But let me just say, let's add to it. Well, okay, but surely the CIA is not going to let Mossad do that on our own turf and just let them get away with it to a guy that they ostensibly like because he's right wing and they're right wing, and it's like, okay, but that's the old guard. He's also, that's what I was saying too, is like Charlie. All right, let me throw another one at you. another point that's related to that. We're going to release the Epstein files. We're running on that. That's our campaign. Yeah, guys, there's not even a list. Then you go, damn, that's not a great way to win the next election. Of course, people point out, well, maybe they're not planning on having another one. You know they're going to do that, right? Hey, this dude is a superstar on college campuses. Why the fuck would his own people even let this happen when he's the future? I don't know. Why would they throw it in their base's face with the Epstein files? Why would they support a genocide knowing that that's going to come back? These aren't people who look like they're playing for the future. There is a huge contingent of powerful people in this country who are seemingly butting heads with another contingent of powerful people in the form of corporations who've been here forever and who do want the country to keep going because they're extracting so much fucking wealth from all of us. They're butting heads right now, and it sure seems that one group is like trying to strip the wire out of the fucking trailer.
Yeah.
And the other group is like, no, you do that slowly over time, each generation, because it's the only way. And sometimes, not always, what I just said, I'm 100% sure about happening. I'm not saying it's why this happened, but I'm 100% sure that's going on.
Sure, yeah.
You can read Much Smarter Christopher. What's the dude?
Christopher Hedges.
Christopher Hedges writes all about it and with sources. This is happening. There is like a fucking clash of titans going on. New money, old money kind of thing.
Yeah.
What I feel less sure about, but I could see being a part of that. Shit, I lost my train of thought. Hedges. I just think about his weird mouth, and then I get slated, man. Guy's got a weird mouth. Let's see. I was talking about them not thinking there's a future. Oh, sometimes I think part of that is that this new group believes so much in AI.
Yeah.
That they think regular people won't be needed. And we either got to pay them a universal thing or fucking control them. Yeah. And the old schoolers, the fucking Coca-Colas of the world, if you will, for lack of a better thought of a corporation, going, yeah, it ain't that easy. We've been murdering these nobodies in various countries for hundreds of years now. You think you just go and invent a robot and fucking kill a bunch of motherfuckers with nothing to lose?
Yeah. Plus, please get out of Coca-Cola. Yeah,
can't sell Coca-Cola to a robot.
So, okay.
That's the name of the episode, Mark. You can't sell Coca-Cola to a robot.
Yeah, that's a good one. And that's it. And I would like and just one more time to say that, like, this is all just part of societal. This is just. I really think that we should. It's crazy that that we individualize people instead of systems. You know what I'm saying? Instead of like going like we don't you don't see. I definitely, and that's how I view a lot of these people as part of a system that is that's just a rot, that it's exposed. Like the rot is exposed. Is that them?
That's supposedly what they're releasing. It's just an enhanced image, speaking of AI, from the blurry one.
All right. Well, good luck out there, guys, finding that.
It's also like,
what kind of shirt is that again?
It's like pretty patriotic, but it looks like they bought it at the gas station on the way to the shooting, you know?
Yeah. Is it a trans person, or is it? This guy, dude.
I mean, he does look skinny. Oh man, fuck Charlie Kirk. Listen, oh god, dude.
But
let's wrap this up and then move on.
All right. I mean, dude, listen, literally.
If I wrap it up, I just mean like land it home for us. I don't mean stop talking.
Oh yeah. Again, it's these people, they come and go. I look for more violence, look for more. Like what do you like? Yeah. This is what happens. This is what happens. I think. Do we piss off everyone? We piss off South Korea, India. We're literally siphoning the very last of what was holding Europe together, siphoning them. Just whatever. We're just getting it.
Our government needs to be stopped.
I mean, like, yeah. I mean, it's just a drunken guy just like tearing up all the tables. Like nobody gets like the whole bombing go on thing. Dude, every other day there's not just a domestic incident, there's an international incident. And it's just this is just gonna continue until there is some sort of, I don't know. It's just wear you out, you know. It'll wear you out.
Yep. My final thought. I have a joke that's going viral-ish, and I'm getting pushback on it. And I knew that it would come. I don't care about that. But one thing that I do care about, just in terms of the discourse, is my final thought on it. There's a lot of people out there who are telling me that that essentially making a joke about Charlie Kirk's death at all is stupid to his level. And I'd like to say, no, the fuck it is not.
Yeah.
I'd like to say that if you are someone who feels that there's something beyond politics and social groups, a basis of humanity underneath that, an empathy that should extend beyond those things, if you will, I want you to know that I completely agree with you. But I do think built in that, which that's a social contract. That's what that is. That's an example of a social contract where you basically go, look, we're going to disagree, but I'm not going to laugh at you when you die. I actually agree with that. I do. But built into that contract is this notion of, except for people who thumb their noses at that sacredness, it has to be built in, like I'm not saying you have to make an exception, but you have to allow for one. It's like, are you not allowed to laugh if Hitler dies? Like, that's where I would go with it. Because did he not fly in the face of that very sacred thing? And if so, I think we can laugh. So here's what I'll say. Charlie Kirk, here's just one quote that I found of many. He said, and on mic, you can find it, that, well, a black woman can't do that job because their brains can't process the information. Now, if you think that's the level I stoop to by laughing at him for dying, you and I are just different people morally, and that's fine. Go about your life, I'll go about mine. If you don't think that, then, you know, fucking go jack off somewhere. Leave me alone. My joke was great. It's so well crafted. I'm really proud of it. That's really why I said all that. The other thing I want to say, we can move on. This is kind of related to that. It's easy to segue. I used to have kind of a bit about this. There's like real life examples of just like woke ruining things. Fun, usually. And that's part of it. Like, when you do the right thing, sometimes it's hard to do the right thing. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, that's how we ended up in a lot of situations. Like, doing the right thing often should be hard.
Oh, yeah.
And if not hard, inconvenient. And I've got pushback from people on here because of words I've used, and y'all were right. And I've said that on here. Someone told me I was cringe for saying retard as a 40-year-old, and I was like, God, that's literally what I am. That's so fucking cringeworthy. That's literally what it is. It's like, I should be worried about my kid and not trying to like get my jollies off with this. But that's an example of like, but it was fun for me, and being woke ruined the fun. It should have. It's not a complaint. This isn't a feel sorry for me thing. It's just a way to lead into this little anecdote. Another example, remember when Janelle Monáe kept getting her titties out that summer?
Yeah.
We were supposed to be like, yeah, women empowerment. Sure, but come on, dog. Come on, dog. You know? Did you see your body? God damn. Anyway. This morning, and you already know this, but I'm going to share it to them, and then we can get your response because it's funny. I live in a town that has one drill outside of the town. It is an ATV park. People come from all over. It's called Brimstone. They used to have huge concerts back there. This is literally the place Morgan Wallen hid out when the video came out of him saying the N-word. He like came here to get away from it all. It is an ATV park where rich rednecks from Minnesota and Ohio descend upon us all summer long to drive their $35,000 side-by-sides through real mud or whatever the fuck it is they're trying to get out of this, with their gun on their side. And, you know, obviously when you have that, every example of that you ever have, there's a lot of tension between the tourists and the townspeople. If you live on a lake, you know what I'm talking about. They come in, they're loud, they're on vacation. This is your town. You live here. They're driving up and down Main Street, right where I live. There's new rules that they can't do at 10 o'clock at night. We had to like fight with, you know, that's the backstory. There's an Airbnb next to me. The back porch of it faces my son's window when he sleeps at night. People have woken him up numerous times. I've had to go up there and be like, fucking keep it down. Remember, people live here. So that's the anger. That's the righteousness. That's the fucking, I've been here over a year. I'm a fucking local now. My wife grew up here. God damn it. Fucking respect my town that's inside of me. When I turn down my road and one of these motherfuckers has jackknifed their trailer into the road. It's not a driveway. It is the road I live on. They just have their trailer in the road. Like you can just do that. Like you can just live a trailer in a road. And I honestly got happy. Because I was like, you know what? I had a rough week. Dog died. I've been wanting to unload on a Yankee and be completely right. What the fuck can you say when you're just, I see you sitting on the porch, on the phone, just relaxing, starting your weekend vacation with your trailer blocking everybody. Like, so I fucking get around the trailer, had to hit the ditch. Anyone in the car would not have been able to do it. I was in an SUV. I get up to him, rolling one down. Excuse me, sir. An old black man looked up at me from his telephone call. And now I'm going, look, almost no black people are involved, as best I can tell, in this particular culture. Very rare have I seen black rednecks. Black rednecks exist, but they're not coming to this town to ride their ATVs. And now I'm like, well, now I'm the white dude just getting all over the one black guy who's ever come to this. I mean, immediately it ruined it for me. I was so excited to jump down his throat. It's not that I think you can't get on to somebody just because they're black or they're doing something wrong. I told him to move his fucking trailer, but I had to say it like super nice. You know what I mean? I had to be like, hey, buddy, this is actually a throughway. Like, we can't get by. I really, really wanted to let someone fucking have it. And I felt like, and again, it's less like, it's not like you, it's like not because he's black. It's more like the optics of it. Coming to this redneck town, you get yelled at immediately. I just thought, God damn, man, me being woke really ruined another day for me right here. I hope you guys enjoyed that anecdote more than DJ did for the second time, to be fair to him.
No, I enjoyed it. Listen, I feel insane right now.
Yeah, I know. I mean, that's why I kind of tried to pull us out, but we can go right back in. I mean, the house is on fire, and I was just like, look at these shiny floors.
No, listen, Dre's been gone all week. She's been fucking. So, like, the animals have been missing her. So it's like all fucking night. I don't even
like,
sleep.
They're crying for her?
They're like, yeah, Sid's like waiting at the fucking gate. Fucking Nessie's jumping up and down. They're all over me. I fucking wake up, the dog's in my face. It's like that. I'm not getting any sleep. You know what I'm saying?
That sucks for you, but that's so cute.
It is cute, except for like fucking what? I don't know. I literally, and so then I end up on the internet or fucking just standing in the fucking middle of the field eating a bag of chips, fucking thinking about Star Wars and fucking. It's so weird to think about. Well, especially because, like, fucking where your mind goes, when you're in a certain state of mind, you start thinking about, goddamn, fucking Princess Leia, Queen of, like, this was a monarchy, right? Like, these people, this was a monarchy, that, and then we had the Empire was the good guy. You know what I'm saying? We're just like, oh, wait a second. You got this fucking, now think about the first, now you're going all the way back to the prequels, right? We're not talking about the New Hope, but there's like this evangelical fucking weird group of religious people who believe in like this,
with you there,
who believe in this weird eugenic type thing where they're actually going out and like kidnapping kids or whatever, dude. Fucking because they have midichlorians, because they can be the force, this thing. It kind of seems like eugenics and this fucking religious weird cult that's up in this high rise, and they're talking about going against the Senate, like they're going to fucking exert their power. They're supposed to be like, this is weird. Like, this is fucking, you start thinking about it, and then there's this queen, and the queen wants power. What's going on there against the fucking formed Senate? So like, we're talking about installing a monarchy through these fucking religious fucking weird mystic people who have these weird ideas. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I'm with you. The only pushback I'm going to give you is someone crazy like that gains popularity because the people in charge are on some fuck shit. So I'll give you no pushback that the people doing the Force, the Jedi, are a weird religious cult, and I'll give you no pushback that one to install a queen is weird as hell. Based upon her bloodline, super stupid.
But all the Skywalkers tell me this
stuff like that gains popularity when the people in power are doing some fuck shit, and then the people on the bottom are like, "Well, we need something to believe in." And
okay, well, think about this. After the first 6 movies, right?
Yeah.
You get 20 years in the future, right? They're still at war. Who won? They fucked it all up. You know why they fucked it all up? Yeah, because they were doing some fuck shit too. They was all doing fuck shit because that's government. Yep. That's why at the end, and this is why I'm always like, listen, when it comes to imperial wars, you have to take, like, there's no good guy. And this is why we're subjected to this white hat, black hat, fucking. I just think it's weird, dude. I think, you know.
Yeah.
George Lucas was a fascist.
It's interesting. I think he was. Look, there's so many different ways you can analyze it, right? You can make a pretty solid argument that America was the empire and that the resistance was Vietnam. And in doing so, you can convince me that Vietnam's the good guys. But Vietnam also was aligned with China, who I think has conducted their imperialism in a way that's better for their people than America has. At this point, I believe that. But that doesn't make China good. Like, you know what I mean? Yeah. Like, that's the problem that I really have with leftists these days, where they're like always trying to defend China. And I'm like, dog, based on what? Like, they have good schools? Cool. They're still an insane empire. So yeah, I think we're really going to piss people off with this. I think we can laugh about Charlie Kirk dying after gargling on his own diarrhea after his last words being gang violence. And people are like, didn't love it, but love you boys. But dude, you are shitting on Star Wars. Do you understand?
I'm not shitting on
the territory that you're
fucking crazy mind. This is where my fucking crazy mind.
Dude, this is college football at the Baptist church dinner. Why'd you go there?
I'm trying to explain the amount of insanity I've been dealing with. There's been alien releases.
You did open with that.
There's been alien releases. I've been down such a goddamn rabbit hole, son. I've been fucking losing my mind. I've been fucking completely insane for like 4 days now. Absolutely out of mind. Getting no sleep. Just fucking hellfire missiles and fucking, we're in a militarized space now, I guess. Fucking Epstein's book. God damn, that was the creepiest thing.
That book is so weird.
Fucking so weird, dude.
Okay.
Now this, like, I'll never sleep. I'll never be able to fucking sleep again.
I have been working on my sleep hygiene. It's like, get rid of those bad habits. Don't bring your phone to bed. Routine it up. Make everything dark. Dude, last night I did everything perfect. And then I went to sleep and I was deep in it. And at some point I turned over and a pillow fell and it somehow bumped where this noise machine was plugged in. And it knocked the charger base out and it fell to the floor. And I woke up. It was like I felt the pillow fall in my sleep. And then I heard the noise. So I jump up. Well, now I'm just awake.
Yeah.
At 3 a.m. And to cut to the chase, it took me 2.5 hours to get back to sleep. But I was laying there without my phone for an hour of that. Because one of the things is don't bring your phone to your room. So I left my phone in the kitchen. So I am just lying there. And I didn't quite go the route you did. But I'm just lying there. Thinking about Kirk, thinking about the future, thinking about my son. And I wasn't thinking about Star Wars. I was actually thinking about that movie Sturgill Simpson was in, that recent one with the robots. What was it called? Creator?
No.
And I was thinking about The Road by Cormac McCarthy.
Oh, yeah. Oh, he paused. Oh, he froze.
I froze? Or you did?
Yeah, you did. Did I?
Well, we're
You
back.
did.
I think it
Okay.
was me, but I think we might be back.
All right.
So real quick, and then we'll get out of here. All I was saying is, I was laying there thinking about Cormac McCarthy's post-apocalyptic musing on fatherhood, which is essentially 300 pages of him saying that fatherhood is basically sacrificing your own life just so the child can survive, not so that it can be happy, not so that it can live in a good world, just so that it can survive, because you're incapable of making the child happy and you're incapable of shaping the world so that it's a good world for the child. Literally just teach them to deal with the brutal death that is out there, and that's what I was doing, buddy. So I wish it was Star Wars, brother.
Well, that's good. That's good. Dude, Dre had this great dream before she left. It's on this just on a good note.
Yeah,
I think we talked about dreams last time. She had a dream. She woke up. She was like, it was the end of the world, and like she knew she was older, but they were like, all right, here's the thing. We need wombs. You know what I'm saying? And you ain't had a baby yet. So here's Mac Miller's semen. And you're going to, I do it. I was like, yeah, dog.
Oh, dude, little Dre Miller.
This is the best. This is the best dream ever. Like, I woke up, I was like, this is exactly what I want to do.
Upset Dre doesn't get to have Mac Miller's baby now.
I know it. That's what I want to raise this baby head. Like, dude, I've got the piano, whatever you want here, bud.
You catch him mouth breathing as a child, and you just let it ride because you want him to look like Mac. That fucking
yeah.
Like, I know we're supposed to correct this, but we really like the way your dad looked like a bird.
Yeah, dude. It'd be rad.
I'm gonna listen to Mac today.
Yeah. But listen to
If he had a kid, I bet he'd had cool things to say about that experience.
Yeah, for sure.
Well, I'll be in fucking New Orleans Saturday, and that's it. What's gravy for me? This is not my joke. Perhaps the person who made it will want to take credit for it. Perhaps they will not. What's gravy this week is that it seems like leftists have become better shots.
Ain't no way.
All right. That's it.
All right, bye, guys.
And just, wow, what a week, or something like that.
What a
Yeah.
week.
Wow. What a week. Period. What will we ever talk about?
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, that's perfect.
He can join Hulk Hogan in heaven.
If you're still recording, let all that run and then leave.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. That was great. You could stick a whole ribeye in one of your back pockets. Like,